Connecting to the universe.
From the top of Mount Wack.
Live with no pants.
Here's Zach DaWack.
Greetings, red-blooded, verified Earth people, and those with no check mark. It's me, the always dapper podcast babbler, your daddy-o blog from the radio, and the monkey on the mic. Here running that semi-professionally trained tongue of mine. I am Zachary Ernesto Wackalina III, or you can just call me Zach DaWack. Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to those of you from Clinton, Kentucky, to Glen Rose, Texas, Blythewood, South Carolina, to Orinda, California, and all around the world. This is the often secluded and never diluted, always wacky, never tacky, hot rocket flame-throwing DaWack in the morning show. Live from the low-rent, sleazy, and measly Raymond Jam and Nut Hut studios at the DaWack Shack Broadcast Megaplex at Peachtree Industrial on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, here in FEMA Region Number 4. In case you weren't aware, today is Friday, July 17th, 2026. We got this day in history, fun facts, the horrible scope, stupid news, and a celebrity birthday list.
Go on and get up and go on your way. DaWack is here to start your day. Get your engine rolling, there's so much to know. I'm DaWack in the morning show. Good morning.
All right, boys and girls, and people who think getting a tattoo in another language is a great idea. Let's see what ridiculous things we're celebrating today.
Here's today's holidays. Oh.
It is World Emoji Day, the one day where it's perfectly acceptable to have an entire conversation using tiny cartoon faces. And somehow everyone knows exactly what you mean. Remember, if your boss sends you just a thumbs up, that's either approval or you're getting fired. It is National Tattoo Day. Celebrate the permanent reminder of that one weekend you barely remember. Whether you've got a meaningful tribute to tribal band from 1998 or a misspelled Chinese symbol that actually says chicken soup, today is your day. Celebrate it. It's National Peach Ice Cream Day, a delicious reminder that fruit can still be unhealthy if you add enough sugar and dairy. It's basically a peach wearing a dairy disguise. Your doctor may disagree, but your taste buds are all in. It is World Day for International Justice, a day recognizing the pursuit of justice around the world, or as the internet calls it, the comments section. Except this version actually uses facts and laws. It is Wrong Way Corrigan Day, celebrating pilot Douglas Wrong Way Corrigan, who claimed he accidentally flew to Ireland instead of California in 1938. Sure, Doug, and I accidentally ate an entire pizza because it fell into my mouth one slice at a time. It is Yellow Pig Day. Yes, that's a real thing. It's a holiday dreamed up by mathematicians to celebrate the unique properties of the number 17. If you've ever wondered what happens when math nerds throw a party, apparently they invite a yellow pig. And one more here, it is National Lottery Day, the annual celebration of spending $2 or $5, whatever, to imagine what life would be like if you never had to work again. The odds are terrible, but for 5 glorious minutes after buying that ticket, you're already picking out your private island. All right, here we go. Starting at the bottom, New York Knicks champion OG Anunoby is 29. Princess Billie Lourd, born this day in 1992, she's 34. Sarah Jones from For All Mankind, she's 43. Dogmara Dominchik from Succession is 50 today. Also turning 50, Eric Winter from The Rookie. And another 50-year, Luke Bryan, half a century old and still convincing thousands of people to yell country girl. Beth Littleford is 58 from The Daily Show, and I'm in the band. Alex Winter from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, he's 61.
69, dudes!
Heather Langenkamp from A Nightmare on Elm Street, she's 62. David Hasselhoff, he's 74, still waiting for someone to reboot Baywatch. At this point, they'd probably cast him as the old man floating near the buoy. And Queen Camilla, she's 79. Proof that life can change dramatically if you're patient. Really, really patient. And Donald Sutherland would have been 91 years old today. One of the coolest actors to ever make look intimidating seem effortless. And then today we remember Billie Holiday, passed away on this day in 1959, one of the greatest jazz singers of all time. Her haunting rendition of Strange Fruit remains one of the most powerful songs ever recorded. Legendary jazz saxophonist John Coltrane passed away in 1967. The most trusted man in America, Walter Cronkite, passed away on this day in 2009. For decades, he anchored the evening news for millions of Americans, and that's the way it was. Civil rights icon and longtime U.S. congressman who marched alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. John Lewis passed away at the age of 80 in 2020. And Baseball Hall of Famer Ty Cobb, one of the fiercest competitors the game has ever seen. He passed away in 1961. He was 74.
And today we remember you.
Here's what happened on this day, as if you cared.
All right, here's some of the biggest events that happened on July 17th. In 1791, it's the Champ de Mars massacre. French National Guard troops opened fire on demonstrators in Paris during the French Revolution, killing dozens.
Nothing says fighting for freedom quite like immediately arguing over how to run the place.
In 1918, Russia's last royal family is executed. Tsar Nicholas II, Empress Alexandra, their 5 children, and several attendants were executed by the Bolshevik forces in Yekaterinburg, bringing the Romanov dynasty to a violent end.
Now that's one family reunion that definitely got canceled.
In 1955, Walt Disney welcomes guests to the happiest place on earth in Anaheim, California. Opening day was famously chaotic, with counterfeit tickets, melting asphalt, broken rides, and massive crowds. Even Disneyland's first day was a dumpster fire.
So if your Friday isn't going well, remember, Mickey had plumbing problems too.
In 1975, the Apollo-Soyuz mission launches. The United States and the Soviet Union launched the Apollo-Soyuz test project, marking the first joint international human spaceflight and a symbolic handshake in orbit during the Cold War.
Yeah, imagine spending years pointing nuclear missiles at each other, then deciding, hey, let's hang out in space.
In 1981, it's the Hyatt Regency walkway disaster. 2 suspended walkways collapsed inside the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Kansas City during a dance, killing 114 people and injuring more than 200. It remains one of the deadliest structure failures in U.S. history.
Yeah, a tragic reminder that engineering shortcuts can have devastating consequences.
In 1996, it's the TWA Flight 800 that exploded shortly after takeoff from New York, killing all 230 people on board. The investigation concluded that the likely cause was an explosion in the aircraft's center fuel tank.
Yeah, the real reason was it was shot down.
Still one of the most heartbreaking aviation disasters in American history, and a day many families will never forget. In 1998, representatives from around the world adopted the Rome Statute, creating the framework for the International Criminal Court, the ICC.
That's the world's way of saying maybe we should have consequences for war criminals.
In 2014, on this day, Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 was shot down over eastern Ukraine, killing 298 people. International investigators concluded the aircraft was struck by a Russian-made Buk missile fired from territory controlled by Russian-backed separatists.
A heartbreaking tragedy that shocked the world and remains one of the defining international incidents of the decade.
In 2019, a Facebook event, Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us, exploded across the internet after being created as a joke, eventually attracting millions of RSVPs and becoming one of the biggest viral memes in social media history.
Yep, millions promised to raid Area 51, but then remember they had work on Monday.
All right, history proves one thing. Human beings have always been just smart enough to build amazing things and just dumb enough to immediately do something ridiculous with them. That's your This Day in History for Friday, July 17th, 2026.
Gentlemen, we're history.
Rock and roll history. Here's this day in music.
All right, here's This Day in Music. In 1946, Petula Clark makes her TV debut.
I know it just said music and I'm talking about TV.
At just 13 years old, Petula Clark made her first appearance on British television, kicking off a career that would eventually give us hits like Downtown.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown.
Yep, 13 years old and already on TV. At 13, I was trying to figure out why my bike was making weird noises. In 1965, James Brown releases Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. The Godfather of Soul dropped one of the most influential songs ever recorded. The track helped launch the funk revolution and earned James Brown the Grammy.
Yeah, without James Brown, half the songs from the 70s, 80s, and beyond would have sounded completely different.
In 1967, the Beatles released All You Need Is Love in the U.S., where it became the 14th number one hit on the Billboard Hot 100.
Apparently, all you need is love, unless you're arrested.
In 1968, the Beatles' psychedelic animated film Yellow Submarine premiered in London, becoming one of the most iconic music movies ever made.
It was either brilliant or someone licked the wallpaper before making it.
In 1971, John Lennon and Yoko Ono appeared on the BBC's Parkinson, where John criticized the British media for attacking Yoko and blaming her for breaking up the Beatles.
Yep, 50 years later, and people are still arguing about it.
In 1975, Bob Marley and the Wailers played the first of two legendary concerts at London's Lyceum Theatre. These shows became the classic live album featuring No Woman, No Cry.
Yeah, it's one of those rare live recordings that's every bit as good as the studio version.
In 1992, one of the biggest rock tours ever kicked off in Washington, D.C., featuring Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Faith No More. Yeah, imagine paying one ticket price and getting that lineup.
Nowadays, you need a second mortgage.
In 1995, Robbie Williams shocked fans by leaving Take That during the group's tour. The move launched one of the biggest solo careers in British pop history.
Yeah, sometimes quitting your job actually works out.
In 2019, Snow Patrol's emotional ballad Chasing Cars earned the title of the most played song on UK radio.
If I lay here, if I just lay here.
Well, if you've ever watched a medical drama, you've probably heard it at least 847 times. Well, remember, music changes, hairstyles change, fashion changes, but somewhere, someone is still arguing that their generation had the best music, and they're probably playing it way too loud. There you go, that's This Day in Music. And just for content purposes, here's a feature we call This Week In. This week in 1868, the tape measure was patented by Alvin Fellows of New Haven, Connecticut. That's a man for you, always measuring things. This week in 1987, Steve Miller received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, although some people call him Maurice. This week in 2024, more than 3 million passengers were recorded passing through U.S. airport security in one day for the first time ever. All of them in line in front of you, with way too much luggage. This week in 2007, the new 7 wonders of the world were unveiled. They included the Great Wall of China, Brazil's Christ the Redeemer statue, Peru's Machu Picchu, Mexico's Mayan ruins at Chichen Itza, the Colosseum in Rome, India's Taj Mahal, and Petra in Jordan. And the 8th wonder of the world? How Mattress Firm stays in business. This week in 1973, during a concert at Knott's Berry Farm in California, Phil Everly smashed his guitar and stormed off stage. Don finished the set by himself and announced the Everly brothers had split. Apparently, he wanted to tour as a Who cover band.
Here's what's happening in the world this week.
All right, let's dive into the news here. Meta's new AI tool, Muse, can generate images using other people's profile pictures without telling them. Yeah, the company now faces a backlash of users, except the ones they too made look better. Well, Lake Tahoe is hosting the American Century charity golf tourney that included Charles Barkley, crowned by Golf Digest the ugliest swing in all of golf. His shots are dangerously wild. Last Friday, his caddy quit on the 6th tee, saying he's going to the Persian Gulf, where at least he'll have a fighting chance. Europe's World Cup teams all reinforced each of their national attitudes towards America as they toured the host cities. The Germans will always respect us, the French will always hate us, the English will always mother us, and the Scots like America so much it makes you question their judgment. Taco Bell was voted in a recent poll to be America's favorite fast food restaurant.
There's no doubt about it.
The other day at lunchtime, I happened to be standing in line at a Taco Bell counter and saw a man at the front of the line stand up from his wheelchair to receive his order. Yeah, never tell me the tacos don't work miracles. The New York Post covered the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce wedding in Madison Square Garden a few weeks ago. It was reported that the bride and the groom spent 40 long minutes at the altar reading to each other their wedding vows they had written. Yeah, by the time they finished reading the vows, they were filing for divorce.
Stop it. Get some help.
The Navy resumed attacks on Iran after Iran attacked 3 oil tankers. Yeah, again, it's an on-again, off-again, on-again thing. This war is like a romantic movie comedy in which Jennifer Lopez takes forever to get rid of the wrong guy and then finally marries her true love, the Shah. All right, staying and paying. Relaxing at home isn't as cheap as it used to be. New data shows people are making an effort to spend less on home entertainment as the cost of staying in continues to be subject to funflation. Video game consoles remain expensive due to tariffs and strong demand for AI-related computer chips, while subscription prices have increased for popular streaming services like Netflix, Prime Video, Spotify, and YouTube Premium. Digital fitness platforms like Peloton and Jazzercise On Demand have also raised their membership fees, and electricity costs are expected to hit record highs this summer in many areas, making everything from gaming to binge-watching more expensive. The good news is one classic pastime is still affordable. Reading books remains inexpensive and is enjoying a resurgence in popularity. Now, nearly 2/3 of adults say they regularly watch oddly satisfying videos on social media, spending an average of 156 hours a year, almost 30 minutes a day, glued to clips of strangely soothing moments. A survey of 2,000 people in the U.S. found that most popular videos featuring pimple popping at 33%, pressure washing at 27%, and crushing objects at 27%. The appeal isn't just entertainment, either. Many people say these videos provide a unique sense of relief. That theme carried over into real life, with 55% saying finally clearing a stuffy nose and breathing through both nostrils is extremely satisfying. In fact, many rank that feeling as more satisfying than a back rub, a nap, or scratching a hard-to-reach itch. Here's a list of other things that respondents say they find oddly satisfying. A good hot bath, putting paper through a shredder, biting nails, cleaning, digging in your nose, passing gas, of course, keyboard noises, mowing the lawn, organizing, and popping bubble wrap. Yep, my algorithm knows me better than my therapist. Well, people are using an unexpected household item to freshen up stained mattresses. Shaving cream. The viral cleaning hack has exploded on social media, and cleaning experts say there's actually some science behind it. Plain white foaming shaving cream contains many of the same cleaning ingredients found in upholstery stain removers, making it effective on common protein and oil-based stains like sweat, body oils, fresh blood, and urine.
Who's peeing in their bed? Come on.
To use it, gently work the foam into the stain, let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes, and blot it away with a damp cloth, followed by a vinegar and water solution. Experts stress the mattress must be allowed to dry completely to prevent mold from developing. Okay, but if my mattress starts asking for aftershave, I'm out. All right, continuing on with another list here.
Oh God, not another one. Here we go.
Here's peculiar phrases from around the world. Not my circus, not my monkeys. That's a Polish phrase. The meaning there is, that's not my problem. Here's an English phrase, to have a monkey on one's back. It's a bad habit or addiction you can't shake. Here's a Swedish one inspired by the Bible, swallowing camels while straining at gnats. The meaning on that one is missing the forest for the trees. Yeah, nothing like using a saying to explain another saying. Here's a German phrase, to have tomatoes on your eyes, meaning being obvious to what's right in front of you. Here's another Swedish one, to slide into a shrimp sandwich, meaning a spoiled person who has it too easy. Next up, another Swedish, there is no cow on the ice, meaning everything's fine, no need to worry. Yeah, I need to know who looked at a cow on ice and thought that's the one. Here's an Arabic phrase, to have long hands, meaning a thief or someone who takes what isn't theirs. No, so like having sticky fingers, I guess. There's a Spanish phrase, to give someone pumpkins, meaning to reject someone romantically. There's a French phrase, to jump from the rooster to the donkey, meaning changing subjects abruptly in conversation. There's a German one, to buy a cat in a sack, meaning being tricked into buying something you can't see. There's a Russian phrase, as clear as dumpling broth, meaning when someone is confusing or murky. And here's an Australian English phrase, to have a face like a dropped pie, meaning someone not conventionally attractive. All right, here's a British English one, to be as pleased as Punch, meaning extremely happy with oneself, smugly so. Yeah, there you go.
Here's another DaWack, did you know?
Here's a DaWack, did you know? In spite of what you may have been taught in school, it turns out Earth will not eventually be swallowed by the sun when it expands into a red giant about 5 billion years from now. A new study has determined that as the sun ages, it will lose mass, weakening its gravity and allowing Earth's orbit to drift further and further away, probably far enough to avoid being engulfed. The catch, Earth will still become too hot to support life. Billions and billions of years before any of this happens. Great, now I have to update my 5 billion year retirement plan.
And now it's time for Zach DaWack's Whack Facts.
Alright, here's today's whack facts. Left-handed people also tend to chew their food on the left side of their mouth. 27 actors from the movie Goodfellas also appeared in The Sopranos. Buckwheat is not related to wheat. Shakespeare is the best-selling fiction author of all time. Agatha Christie is number 2. Sleeping next to someone you love makes you fall asleep faster, reduces depression, and helps you live longer. And the average human consists of 125,820 calories.
That comes to you from the Bathroom Readers Institute, the random fact generator.
All right, here's another stupid list we found. Questions about TV shows. In sitcoms, why do they only sit on one side of the table? Why is it called The Daily Show when it airs at night? Did Linda Carter wear a Wonder Bra? Is Fox News biased? Why wasn't Will and Grace called Jack and Karen? What's the zip code for Beverly Hills 90210? So, all Superman had to do was wear glasses and no one knew who he was? Wait, can you really take a taxi from Philly to Bel Air? Have you met Charles? Why would you let Charles be in charge of anything? Did Full House only do as well as it did because there was no show called Four of a Kind? And is American Horror Story a news channel? Here's questions plaguing humanity. Are asparagus just artichokes that grew funny? Is it illegal to use shower curtains as regular curtains and vice versa? If the plural of octopus is octopi, why isn't the plural of rabbit rabbi? Do newborn birds ever try to land on clouds? Why is it incapable and unable instead of uncapable and enable? And the last one here for that list, if everyone is unique, then are they? Hey, I just found this stuff on the internet.
Here's today's totally random joke.
In college, I study theater, film, and creative writing, which in the arts means I'm a triple threat, and in my family means I'm a concern.
Here's a DaWack deep thought.
Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible.
And now, more news.
Arlington, Virginia is ranked as America's fattest city for the 9th year in a row. The American College of Sports Medicine looked at physical activity, parks, obesity, and other indicators. Oklahoma City was ranked the least fit city in America. Makes sense. The most popular sport drink in Oklahoma City is gravy. Fox Sports says a study found 90% of men are passionate about sports, while only 40% of women are passionate about it. Yeah, men are into sports because you can't bet on the outcome of Love Island.
But I bet you can. I think there's a site for that.
Well, the Alzheimer's Association says it discovered that a combination of CBD and THC in marijuana slightly reduces agitation in folks with dementia. Yeah, it also significantly increases the chance the patient will take an interest in hacky sack and bass guitar. Well, Caitlin Clark is pretty good in her post-game interviews. She'll need at least 3 more concussions before she's as funny as Terry Bradshaw. Well, England's World Cup team advanced after defeating Norway. Norway's team and their fans made famous their catchy group stunt of rowing a pretend boat to America and stroking together. Yeah, the Norwegians used a pretend boat because they were afraid Trump would destroy a real one. Variety has reported that Tyler Perry is directing a biopic about the Queen of Disco era Donna Summer. For young adults in it, it was an era soaked in disco, alcohol, cocaine, and casual sex. From what I hear, being in your 20s in the 70s was a lot more fun than being in your 70s in the 20s. All right, put away your newspapers, and it's time for the world-famous, highly outrageous, never-ever contagious DaWack in the Morning Horrible Scopes for Friday, July 17th, 2026.
Here's your highly scientific and completely infallible and often excludable guaranteed horoscopes for today.
If today is your birthday, you are a Cancer. You'll eat something because you're hungry, then keep eating because it's Friday and you've already made several questionable decisions. Dessert counts as emotional support today.
Don't make it sound like such a threat.
Leo, you'll tell a story that gets more dramatic every time you repeat it. By sunset, you'll have personally fought off a bear while rescuing 3 toddlers and a llama.
I've given up on excitement. I'm going for relief.
Virgo, you'll spend 20 minutes organizing something you'll completely destroy in the next 5 minutes. Congratulations, you've become your own tornado.
Leave me alone.
Libra, today you'll try to keep everyone happy. By lunchtime, you'll realize that's impossible. Order tacos and start making yourself happy instead.
If we're gonna have any kind of fun together, you guys had better loosen up.
Scorpio, someone will ask you if you're in a bad mood. You weren't until they asked. Now, congratulations, you've got a reason. Sagittarius, adventure calls. Unfortunately, it's disguised as running errands, sitting in traffic, and discovering the grocery store is somehow out of everything you wanted.
Don't make me break my foot off in your ass!
Capricorn, you'll solve a problem at work in under 5 minutes. Your reward? 3 more problems, because competence is apparently contagious.
The most important part of your heritage.
Aquarius, a strange idea pops in your head today. Resist the urge to buy it from a late-night internet ad. You do not need a solar-powered singing garden gnome.
This is a well-oiled machine.
Pisces, you'll promise yourself you'll be responsible this weekend. That promise expires approximately 14 seconds after someone says, "Want to grab a drink?"
Top priority of the summer.
Aries, today you'll confidently begin a project you have absolutely no intention of finishing. Your lucky number is 404 because your motivation was not found.
We now continue our program of dance music.
Taurus, someone will tell you money can't buy happiness. Conveniently, it's the same person asking to borrow $20. Coincidence? We think not.
We need some discipline out of you.
And finally, Gemini. You'll argue with someone online today. Neither of you will change your mind, but you'll both waste 47 minutes pretending you're winning.
This is no time to be imposing your ethical beliefs.
There you go. Those are your official DaWack in the Morning horoscopes.
Don't leave home without them.
DaWack in the morning, turn up the sound. The weekend is calling, we're counting down. Horoscopes, history, stories so wild. Friday with DaWack keeps everybody smiling. DaWack in the morning show. Turn it up louder, let the good times roll.
Well, there you go. That's the show for you. You've been listening to the Always First, Never Last podcast with me, your doomsday host, the incredible, edible Mr. Zach Wackolina. Please connect with me at ZachDawack.com. That's ZACKDAWACK.com. Or you can call me at 984-DaWack1. That's 984-329-2251. Like the show, please follow me or subscribe and share this show with your friends. Thank you to all the awesome wackos, weirdos, reverts, preverts, dingbats, and jelloheads anonymous for listening. I'm out of here like Vladimir until next time. And there will be a next time. Don't forget me. I won't forget you. I am Zach DaWack saying, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Grit saying groceries, eggs, and poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. Unless I am sicker than a dog, I will be back Monday. We'll see you then. Same whack time, same whack channel. Whack out.
So there's a virus going around right now, right? Like a parasite, diarrhea parasite. Y'all heard about that? I hope you like this. I sure did. I had some Taco Bell for dinner. I was shorting. I feel it sliding down my wrist. Here comes the runs, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the runs, and I pray I'll be alright. I was shot in, I really wish it wasn't here. I was shot in, I feel it sliding down my right. Here comes the runs, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the runs, and I pray I'll be alright. Runs, 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 here it comes. 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 Here it comes. Oh my! I was shot in. It feels like something slowly melting. I was shot in. I really wish it wasn't here. Here comes the runs, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the runs, and I pray I'll be alright.
World, global, universal, and cosmological rights reserved.
Federal rights too.
Copyright 2026.
DaWack.com.